Okay, looks like it's working on YouTube. Well, at least they're not blaring the music tonight as bad as normal. And they got these lights on again anyway.
Very nice.
Okay, we're on. Just wait a few seconds for the commercial to get done for the people on the Cube. Okay.
So I guess we are on, in fact, so I'd like to welcome you to this presentation of Fargo North basketball. For those watching on YouTube, sorry for the dead air time for so long. For those watching on the Cube, we'd like to welcome you right now. If one thing's for certain in this game, we are going to have somebody walk out of the Spartan Dome tonight with their 4th win on the season. Fargo North in search of their 4th win, Grand Forks Central in search of their 4th win. See the recent games across Class A. These Grand Forks Central Knights are coming off a game just yesterday where they played against West Fargo Cheyenne. The last time, the team that Spartans played the last time we did a stream, they ended up losing by 11 points in that matchup. It was actually tied. That game was actually tied at the half between Central and Cheyenne. Very interesting, though, scheduling here for Grand Forks Central. Being the way that they have this season, only 3 wins on the year, and also having to deal with their second back-to-back outing of the season. Earlier this year, they had a back-to-back in January. They split those games. One was at home, one was on the road. They beat Valley City at home and then lost to East Grand Forks the next day. So really, they're largely 2 home games, but now this time they have to deal with 2 consecutive road games traveling down to the Fargo area, so we'll see how they respond. Spartans in their last game we did not do a stream for. It was here on Tuesday night against the #1 team in the EDC, the Davies Eagles, and it was pretty close for a large part of the game. Davies did have a double-digit halftime lead. Spartans got it down in the second half, but could not ultimately take the lead for long, and Davies walked away with a 7-point win, 76-69. To see on your screen, Grand Forks Central, I believe those will be their starters in this game as well. As you can see that they have 3 players that score more than 8 points a game, and then they really do not have a whole lot of other firepower.
Well, you say for Central only 3 wins this year, but They had one last year and none the year before that, so a 3-win season for them. And all
so
kind of recently. Yeah,
definitely. It would be
definitely.
considered improvement. Earlier this season, they started the season losing their first 8 games, most of them not very competitively. They only scored 28 and 31 points in a couple of those games. Scored 28 points against Wahpeton and only 31 in a big loss against Davies. Same team as Spartans obviously played on Tuesday. You see the numbers from that game.
I got to question the assists on that. 2 assists for North.
Doesn't make sense, really.
I wonder if that came off of Digital Scout. I wonder if that might have been the Davies team, because I think a lot of times the opposite team doesn't really care about getting their opponent's assists any too
So we're going to have the presentation of the colors right now, and then we'll get the lineups and we'll get this thing started.
High school student athletes, we commit to fair play, responsibility, and respect. We invite you.
Just a quick reminder, as you see on your screen, if you're having troubles with the cube, head over to YouTube, Fargo North Basketball. Join those who are already watching right now on YouTube.
Air Force Junior ROTC, under the direction of Colonel Stephen Muse and Technical Sergeant Conway Kangas. The color guard team is commanded by Cadet Brooklyn Klein, accompanied by Cadet Ella Troutman, Cadet Marissa Jensen, and Cadet Jagger Jensen. We ask that you please remain standing in respectful silence following the anthem until the colors have been retired from the floor. Our national anthem this evening will be sung by Fargo North sophomore Emily Malheim.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red above their singing air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you.
A very respectful job done by this crowd.
There's always a few that clap, no matter how many times the announcer says don't clap until they're off the floor.
That was noticeable this time. So now let's meet the starters. Isaac Dienison on commentary, Jarrell Peterson on camera.
Heather Anderson, Logan Hutchison, Haley Kanowski.
Get into the other basic storylines of this game after the lineups have been announced.
Beyonce Rondo and Colin Francis. And the cheer coach is Leah Ramstead. Now let's introduce to you the starting lineups in alternating order. First of all, for the Grand Forks Central Knights at guard, a 5'8" senior, number 20, Jacob Onstead. For the Spartans at number 1, he's 6-foot-tall sophomore wing, Carson Critchley. For the Knights at forward, a 6'4" senior, number 14, Devin Johnson. For the Spartans at guard, a 6'1" senior, number 10, Hyatt Martineau. For the Knights at forward, a 6'3" junior, number 21, Chris DeMuth. For the Spartans at guard, a 6'12" junior, number 12, Keaton Hogue. For the Knights at guard, a 5'9" senior, number 24, Branson DeLorme. For the Spartans at wing, a 6'1" sophomore, number 21, Blaine Anderson. And for the Knights at forward, a 6'2" junior, number 24, Paul Granger. And for the Spartans at post, the 6'8" senior, number 42, Sawyer Kenny. Head coach for the Knights is Dan Carlson, assisted by Mike Wilbur and Justin Knowlton. Head coach for the Spartans, Kent Critchley, assisted by Brian Caruza, Paul Zenz, Sean Olivia, and Matt Best. Officials for tonight.
So we've met the teams and we're just about ready to get underway. Spartans once again only had one game in the time that we have had an interim. We last had a stream that was actually broadcasted on TV locally on BEK, Cable 1 Channel 4. We'll see if the Spartans can curb their recent trend of playing to their competition. They seem to show up when big-time teams play them in this building and struggle when lesser teams play them in this building. So Sawyer Kenny wins the tip. We are underway. Spartans again beginning on offense. Blaine Anderson driving into the paint off the rim short. Tapped up into the air and Anderson grabs it. Now Keaton Hogue will try a long three and he drills it from his first attempt from the field, and the Spartans are on the board first. Keaton Hogue through 13 games this season, shooting just 23% from downtown. He does have a nice release that allows for those kind of shots to go in at least once in a while. Spartans up 3-0. Now a long three here is off, but the rebound is inside by the Knights. And now trying to find a teammate. They are able to get it back out to Granger. Two men close out in the corner, and a foul will be called inside. As Devin Johnson drove in, he'll shoot a pair. The first foul of the game will go on Keaton Hogue. Johnson coming into this one, their leading scorer. First free throw rattles home for Johnson. Johnson, I believe these averages are correct as his second free throw goes in. Averaging 15.2 points and 7.1 rebounds per game. And there'll be three main options for the Knights in this one. Seems wherever those three go, Onstead, Johnson, and DeMuth, seems wherever they go, the Knights go. Carson Critchley from downtown. The Spartans are 2 for 2 from outside. Carson Critchley continuing his stretch of good play from outside, as that was a big weakness of his early on in the season. Knights trying to break down this zone, and they have an open man in the corner. It's going to rattle off, and the Spartans come away with a rebound. It's Anderson off the miss from DeMuth. Trying to lob it inside to Kenny. The obvious height advantage inside. Back out for Martineau. The first miss of the game from downtown, but Sawyer Kenny hustles and gets the 2 points. Spartans' first make from inside the arc. With Kenny's height seems to have potential for a lot of those opportunities. A foul is going to be called here on Martineau as he could not draw the charge. on Onstad, so it'll just be a foul on Martineau, his first. Knights still yet to hit a shot from the field as Johnson drives in and got stripped, and the Spartans come away with it with Martineau. He has Sawyer Kenny ahead, goes behind his back, drives in, flips it up, can't get it to go. And the rebound by Chris DeMuth. Onstad, originally listed in the program as wearing number 3. He's wearing number 20 tonight. Here's a shot from outside, no good. Rebound inside by DeMuth, and the ball is going to be kicked out of bounds off of Central. And we'll go the other way. Spartans off to a solid start so far. Kenny on the free throw line, feeding for Hogue. Passed up the layup attempt. He probably would have had he been looking for it. Martineau taking the screen, driving into the lane, no. And coming up with the rebound is Brinson DeLorme. Knights trying to push the other way here is Onstad, and he stepped out of bounds. The defense by Hyatt Martineau getting in the way. Probably did need to be careful, though, as he already did pick up an early foul. Nonetheless, it's a turnover. Carson Critchley outside. Did not have the immediate 3. Now Keaton Hogue. Fake the 3. Now inside, Anderson feeds for Kenny. Outside, Martineau, their best three-point shooters, got a 3. He's on the board from downtown. The third 3 in the first few minutes for the Spartans. And they've all come from different sources. An 11-2 early Spartan lead. Crossing over is Devin Johnson in traffic, floats it up, missed it, Kenny the rebound. Martineau trying to push. Did not see any numbers, did not see any teammates open. Pass is deflected out of bounds, it'll stay here. All things considered, just want to make a quick comment about the student section that's in attendance as Carson Critchley has a 3, and he's got another 3. Carson Critchley's already got 2, raising his three-point percentage shot by shot. Back to the comment I was originally going to be making about the student section, there is also a hockey game going on right now at the same time, not far from here in the Coliseum against the other Grand Forks school, so kind of impressed to see even this many here. Sawyer Kenny uses height and rejects the shot. Now coming the other way, Martineau back out for Hogue, thought about the 3, pass it up. Now Kenny posting up, goes over a double team, got it to go. Sawyer Kenny's cooking early on, and we got a timeout from the Knights. A 16-2 start here, just 5.5 minutes into the game. Not even 5.5 minutes, just 4.5 minutes into the game.
Maybe we should do a hockey game.
Well, certainly a lot of fans up here, I would assume, love their hockey. I don't even know how now here I am, commentating on a Fargo North basketball game, and I have no idea how any of the other teams are doing. At least from what I could tell from Spartans athletic activities director Travis Christensen, he tweeted out a picture of a recent game. There were a lot of students at a home game, so that classic game that we had against Cheyenne was barely populated by students, probably in part because it was a Tuesday night.
And that game, we were here doing the game, but the whole North Dakota school network went down that night.
Which is very strange indeed.
Came back on.
We could not do it live, but we did do it solely for the purpose of putting it on YouTube, and it turned out to be a great one. Though the playback is not entirely ideal. It is a little behind. Out of the timeout, the Knights with it, trying to get their first field goal. It's deflected out of bounds by Anderson.
Yeah, that's one of the problems with this WEBCAST program. If you record the actual webcast to disc, the audio does not stay in sync with the video for some reason.
Knights with now 10 to shoot, trying to feed it inside. It's going to be turned over as I believe it was Onstadt driving to the basket. That was not aware a pass was coming. So still 16-2, Fargo North in the lead here. Critchley passes over for Martineau, tries to get it inside, flips it up and in. Hyatt Martineau's got another basket. And the Spartans again with their hot start, continuing to add on. Dribbling it off his foot was DeMuth, gets it over for Johnson, working it around the perimeter now. Poked away by Martineau, and he's going to come up with the basketball. He's got one man to beat. Little Euro step move, and he flips it up and in. 20-2, the Spartans now in the lead. Martineau's now up to 7 points here in the early going. So what I said about the Spartans playing to their competition seems to not be the case here. They're proving right now, at least showing right now, that they are the superior team in the early going. Still yet to allow a field goal and have 20 points. Blocked inside by Kenny, but the shot attempt won't even matter anyway as Johnson stepped on the baseline. A couple substitutions being made. Sawyer Kenny, Keaton Hogue, and Blaine Anderson getting a rest here. Griffin Carlson now. Trying to get Josh Holler a basket as he's posting up down low. Martineau straight on three, no. And the rebound inside by Johnson. Johnson, one of the catalysts in Central's last game against Cheyenne. One of the main reasons they were in the game. So 15 to shoot, cross-court pass for Onstadt. He'll shoot a three over Martineau. It's off, and the rebound by Critchley. Martineau outside for Critchley, thought about the three. Now feeding the corner, Griffin Carlson wants to join the party, and he will. Griffin Carlson's got a three. A pretty rare one at that. Trying to pull up some stats right now on Carlson. As Onstadt dribbles out on the perimeter, Griffin Carlson only 6 of 35, at least through 13 games coming in, as there is the first field goal of the night for the Knights. It's DeLorme from downtown. So now a 23-5 score. Martineau feeding it inside for Holler. Good pass to Critchley. Nicely drawn up there. As in the last time we did a stream, it was Carson Critchley almost on accident feeding Josh Holler. May have been trying to pass it, maybe not. But Josh Holler found an open layup in that game. Here's a three, and it's good from Chris DeMuth. Their second three in a row in terms of their field goals that they've made. So maybe that will be the way that they go about business the rest of the way here. Try to get good perimeter looks. Feeding outside for Carson Critchley. Airballs it. Rebounded, though, by Holler, and it's turned over. Picked up by Onstadt. He's driving with it now. They sell out on the three and leave Granger open for a long two. No, and the rebound by Cameron Blazik. Spartans trying to settle it down here. Get in their offense. A couple subs ready to come back in the game as well. Blazik and Carlson right now playing catch. They continue their game of catch and swing it to the corner. Now with 11 on the shot clock. Blazik getting inside, and he got fouled on the floor. No shot. Foul is going to be on Devin Johnson. We'll get a couple substitutions in here. Jackson Lorenz and I believe Cash Blackstone. Kosh Blackstone. That's a big missed opportunity. If he pronounced his name like Cash Blackstone, that is in a name Hall of Fame somewhere. Keaton Hogue out of the corner misses a three. And the Knights come the other way.
Keaton Hogue and Blaine Anderson back in for the Spartans.
A little over halfway into this first half. Blackstone in the corner against Holler, feeds it out. Now Onstadt working on Blazik. Lorenz outside for Blackstone, 11 to shoot, driving inside. Shut off again by Holler. Not able to find anything open right now against the Spartan defense. Blackstone has it from the free throw line, forces it up, missed it, rebound by Hogue. Keaton Hogue trying to drive inside. Griffin Carlson for three off the top of the backboard. It comes back out. Now Keaton Hogue wants one from way downtown. It's short, and Josh Holler could not save it. And now a timeout's going to be called by Ted Critchley, probably just to tell Keaton Hogue that that was not a very smart shot.
When you mentioned that Carlson was out on the floor, and I'm looking and thinking, Carlson's not out there.
Well, he's
I saw
wearing,
that headband.
He's wearing a headband.
I saw two headbands, and I'm thinking Martineau and Hogue, and then I looked a little closer, and we've got three headbands tonight. I have hard enough time telling.
Usually the headband club is a party of two. Now it's a party of three tonight. Usually populated by Martineau and Hogue. So maybe it's the headband that helped Carlson make his first three. So out of the timeout. Onstad with it. Now Sawyer Kenny's back in the game and guarding a player who's listed a foot shorter than him. Here's a corner three. It is short. And the rebound by Anderson, but it's going to stay here as he stepped on the baseline off the miss from Jackson Lorenz. So a new 35 here. Knights with just two field goals in this one, both from outside the three-point line. Driving in is Johnson behind the back, working on Anderson. He's in the lane for quite some time, but he'll finish anyway. Johnson's got his first field goal of the night. He's got 4.
North has cooled down a little bit.
Maybe getting it inside to 42 will change that. Kenny puts one up and got fouled. And the foul will be on Jackson Lorenz. That flaming hot start the Spartans were off to begin the game was something else. They have not had very many opportunities to get good open looks as Kenny will nail an open look from the free throw line. He's been very good at free throws, especially since the first game of the year. Really worked on his free throw form. Remember the first stream of the year, the season opener against Devils Lake. Very similar to that of Ethan Happ of the Wisconsin Badgers. If you know from watching the Badgers last year in the tournament, he was not a very good free throw shooter and did not have a very good form. So at least Kenny's been able to clean that up this year. He made both from the stripe. It's now 27-10. Devin Johnson against Anderson. Immediately met with a double team once he got into the lane. Now Kenny outside guarding a perimeter player, DeLorme. Now Devin Johnson, well defended by Anderson. Drives to the basket, got fouled by Blaine, and it'll be 2 free throws. Indeed, the foul is on Anderson.
Any stats that I put up tonight for individuals don't include that Davies game.
First free throw from Johnson is good. I did include those Davies stats. You just include points and rebounds. He's currently got 15.6 points and 6.2 rebounds as Johnson nails them both. Currently owns half of the Central points. Spartans now with a 5-on-4 for the moment. Carson Critchley was open, then was not. Now he feeds back out to Blaine Anderson. Spartans still have 20 to shoot. Trying to match up against the zone. Carson Critchley wants another three, missed it. Fight for the rebound by Kenny and Hogue. And coming up with it is DeLorme. Spartans currently up by more than Central has on their side of the scoreboard. A little fake by Johnson, drives to the rim, off the glass, no good. And some hot potato going on inside. It's taken away, but sent back by Kenny on the attempt from Chris DeMuth. Seeing Sawyer Kenny alter a couple shots early on in this one. Doing a good job here against Blackstone on the inbound as it comes into DeMuth outside. Blocked again inside by the Spartans. Still 21 to shoot here. A three, no good. And it's going to be tapped up and in by Blackstone. Winning the battle with Sawyer Kenny at the rim. So that's his first two of the night. Working it around the perimeter now. Spartans still up by 13 points here. Feeding the corner for Ho. That could have been a cleaner pass from Anderson. Still 10 to shoot now. Carson Critchley back for Martineau, now inside 5. Hogue against Blackstone, drives to the rim, finishes at the rim with his left hand. Keaton Hogue's second basket of the night. He's now got 5. Back up to a 15-point lead. Spartans continuing to ride that scorching hot start here. Some fancy dribbling here from Johnson and had it taken away by Kenny. Thought about pulling up for a second, now tried to get it inside to Anderson, goes up and missed it. And the backside rebound by DeMuth. Spartans unable to cash in on the fast break opportunity. Now we'll get a timeout taken by the Knights and their head coach Dan Carlson. He's trying to set something up here for the final 4 minutes and 21 seconds. One comment I do want to make as well about the last time we did a stream. Christian Kuntz, for those that, well, we didn't even really stream it, we just kind of recorded it and put the highlight and the full game on YouTube. Christian Kuntz of Cheyenne was unbelievable in that game. He had 28 points, 8 assists, and 8 steals. At least that's what the digital scout page gave him. And from what I was able to decipher, there were 12 Cheyenne points in that game off those uncontested run-out layups, which did include the final basket of the game by the Mustangs. So if you take those away, Spartans could have had a major win against a top 5 team in the state of North Dakota. Off the inbound, Granger was open, but did not have the want to shoot the ball from out there. He has not made a 3 yet this year. That one is going to be out of bounds off Hogue. Hogue did the obligatory pleading of his case that the ball was not off him, even though it definitely was and didn't touch anything else. Here's a 3 off, no good from Onstad, rebounded by DeMuth, and he'll get 2 free throws here. Foul's going to be on Sawyer Kenny here. Just the 4th team foul on Fargo North early on. Not even really early on in this first half anymore. Kenny's first foul. And DeMuth's free throw is good. Just 6 total fouls here with less than 4 minutes to go in this one. 4 for the Spartans, 2 for the Knights. Second free throw is no good, rebounded by Martineau. Trying to push here. Spartans not getting any immediate looks. Blazek trying to feed Kenny, but they're sealing Kenny off effectively. Critchley inside, and a foul will be called on the entry pass to Kenny. And the foul is going to be on 24, Branson DeLorme. So that's his first and just the 3rd on the Knights. So one headband will check out for another headband. Griffin Carlson in for Hogue. Beating Critchley, did not have an immediate look. Back outside for Blazik. Martineau on the swing pass, and it's missed, and the rebound by Onstad. Now he has not scored yet, so I don't actually remember how his name was pronounced. As Devin Johnson puts it in, he continues to be the driving force of this offense, as he's now got 8 points. (29-17). Blazik fumbled the pass. It's picked up by the Knights and Delorme. Now in the corner for three is DeMuth. He got it. And it's now inside of a 10-point game, and a timeout will be called from Ted Critchley. It's now 29-20 after the Spartans' blazing hot start. I believe they were up 23-2, if I'm not mistaken. So if you are watching this on YouTube and did not see the highlight video, may as well check it out. If not, if you're watching this on the Q, may as well check out the channel Fargo North Basketball. Highlight video to this game will be up within a day or two.
Definitely be Sunday night at the earliest for this one.
Maybe after watching either the Eagles or the Patriots win the Super Bowl, maybe you can tune into that one once it comes up. Spartans out of the timeout as they've seen their large lead dwindle down to single digits. Not really getting very many open looks right now. Using just a lot of passing. Carson Critchley for three, rattles it home. Carson Critchley's now got 3 3-pointers in the first half. Driving to the basket and finishing is Chris DeMuth. He's got another field goal in this one. They're able to respond. That pass knocked out by DeMuth. Carson Critchley came into this one with 7.1 points, 3.5 rebounds, just a 37% shooter from the field and 29% from downtown. Very close to an over and back there on the catch from Anderson. So good to see Critchley have a half like this, as he's really helping his team out right now to this 10-point first half lead. Keaton Hogue knifing through the defense. What a play by Keaton Hogue, finishing in traffic. And the Spartans now back up by 12. DeMuth for Devin Johnson, crossing over against Anderson, poked away by Holler, and it's going to be out off of Central. The ball was closer, I think, to two Spartans than the one Knight player in the area, but it was off of him, so it'll be the other way here. Spartans with it, with under a minute and a half to go in the first half. Anderson knifing through the defense, putting it up, and he got the shooter's roll. Lane Anderson's first two. 36-22 now. Central, just when they thought that they had something going for them, the Spartans turned back up the intensity on offense. Running a little drive and kick. Here's a very deep three, no good from Johnson. It was almost the same spot on the other side of the court where Keaton Hogue wanted to try a three, and now Hogue with the ball got fouled. Jacob Onstad committed the foul, so that pronunciation was indeed correct. That was his first foul. With under a minute to go in the first half, fouls just 4 each. It was Onstad's first on that last foul. A 12, 13-second difference between shot and game clock. Keaton Hogue wants a three. It's off, but the rebound by Josh Holler. The Spartans can hold for one if they so choose. Critchley wanted the pass. It was deflected, and now a foul is going to be called here, it looks like. It'll be on the Knights. It's on 34, Paul Granger. That was just the 15th foul, so it'll just be a baseline out of bounds. Sawyer Kenny will return for the Spartans, replacing Holler. They can hold for one if they choose. The Knights still also have a foul to give. Trying to get it inside immediately to Anderson, and he got fouled on the way up. So that foul's on Johnson. That's his second foul also in this first half. Now Blaine Anderson with a pair of shots coming, and he banked the first one home. A la DeAndre Jordan of the Los Angeles Clippers, at least for the moment. Sometimes when you're struggling at the line, using the glass to get the free point is a way to go. He could not get the second one to go. Now the Knights can pull up for one here, down by 15 points here with 10 seconds to go. DeLorme for Devin Johnson against Kenny, trying to drive inside, floated it up, missed it. Johnson got it back though, and he got fouled with 0.4 seconds remaining in the half. So just in the nick of time, he was able to get that up and drew the foul on Griffin Carlson. That's his first, so the half's gonna end right when a Spartan touches the ball off the second free throw. Regardless if it's made or not, Johnson nails the first. Currently up to 9 points here in this first half. Second free throw is also good. So Kenny, don't think it would have counted if it went in, but that's how the first half will end. It's a 37-24 Fargo North lead. Got to be very thankful though for that hot start that they had to begin the game, as they did kind of let up. They kind of take their foot off the gas pedal a little bit. So once again, just that comment that I opened the night with about playing to their competition seemed to be a pretty bad problem that the Spartans were facing. And really, they've only been facing it at home largely. They did beat this Grand Forks Central team earlier in the season. On December 19th, they won by 7. Keaton Hogue was the driving force of the Spartans that night with 27 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and an astonishing 6 steals. Also made 4 threes. We'll see what ends up happening in the second half of this game. Once again, for those having issues watching this game on the Cube, just go over to YouTube where likely the connection's better. Hopefully your streaming ability is better. Sawyer Kenny had 18 points and 11 boards as well in that first meeting between these two teams. Just one of 3 wins on the year. Kind of amazing, you pan across the student section, nobody's wearing any Carson Wentz apparel, and wonder how many fans will still be cheering for the Eagles even though Wentz will not be playing in the Super Bowl upcoming on Sunday. Carson Wentz obviously tearing his ACL late in the year. Still definitely, I would think, one of the most famous people to come out of this area. He just played college just down the road here at North Dakota State University. And probably would have been a great story had he been healthy to play in the game. If my opinion matters, I have no rooting interest in the Super Bowl, because I think if regardless of who wins, America is going to lose, because if the Patriots win, I am not in favor of the Patriots getting another Super Bowl win, but if the Eagles win, then the Eagles fans get a Super Bowl win, and with the way that they treated Minnesota Vikings fans a couple weeks ago, maybe that's not the best thing either, so it'll definitely be interesting to see what ends up happening, though, on Sunday.
I've got a highlight show to put on here for the rest of halftime.
This is SportsCenter.
On this first winter edition of Spartan Sports Center, we've got 3 basketball games to cover. We start out with the girls' game against the Packers, and the result was a mild upset. Then the boys took on the Highliners, and it took some last-minute heroics to pull that one out of the fire. Finally, we go back to the girls to see how they fared against the lowly Wahpeton Huskies. It's all coming up on FNSPN. North had 22 more field goals attempted than the Packers in this game, mainly due to situations like this. Finally, Elise Bakke puts it in. That was followed up by this three-pointer by Anna Astrup. Then North got their running game going, as Abby Noseth gets ahead of the pack for her second straight basket. This put North up 12-2 after just 3 minutes. After a long two by Abby, Astrup makes the steal and converts. Mary Sem had 21 offensive rebounds, and she turns one of those into 2 points. Sophie Semenko takes a cross-court pass from Kendall Faulkner and banks home a lucky 3. Morgan Comer hits a long 3 that manages to go in without any help from the backboard. Maddie England hits one of her 2 field goals on the night. With a 7-point halftime lead, Elise Bakke shows some good ball handling skills for a 5'10 forward, as she takes it coast to coast for the 8-foot pull-up jumper. This shot by Astrup put North on top by 2 with a little under a minute to play. The Packers managed to send the game into overtime, but it was all Spartans from there, as they outscored the Packers 11-0 in the extra period. Bakke gets this nice putback for the only basket in overtime. North shot only 29% from the field, but when you get 80 shots, 29% can still get you enough points to win. The 62 total rebounds is almost twice what the Spartans normally get. Of course, when you miss 52 shots, you're bound to get a lot more offensive rebounds than is normal. On the boys' side, the Highliners came in from Val City, matching North's 1 win in the EDC. Cameron Blazek entered the game with a total of 10 points scored for the entire season, but he was the hot hand for the Spartans on this night. This bucket gets the scoring started. Val City was putting on a full-court press. Hogue gets the pass up to Sawyer Kenny, who takes it in all the way for a 3-point play. You have to honor Hogue's 3-point capabilities, but this time he takes it in for the fancy, underhanded scoop. Josh Haller is another Spartan who doesn't score a lot. Here he takes it in and throws up an off-balance shot. Hogue gets the ball, drives in, and then dumps it back to Haller, who makes it on his second try. Hogue gets the defense to collapse a bit, so he drops it back to Blazek and gets one of his team-leading 4 assists as Blazek puts it in. This time Hogue takes the shot, misses it, and Blaine Anderson is there for the offensive rebound and basket. Sawyer Kenny misses the short bank shot, but there's Cameron Blazek for another putback. With about 5 minutes remaining and the Spartans definitely needing to play catch-up, Carson Critchley hits this 3. Here's the game's turning point. Trailing by 6 with 3.5 minutes to go, Hyatt Martineau hits a 3 and then causes a turnover. Then Hyatt takes the inbounds pass and hits another 3. 6 points in 7 seconds. One last highlight for Blazek, as this shot puts North ahead. Val City made 1 more basket, but North finished with 3 free throws.
Sawyer Kenny scored 12 of his 20 from the line, while Cameron Blazek more than doubled his season scoring with this game. But it was Hyatt Martineau's back-to-back three-pointers that tipped the game in favor of the Spartans. Now back to the girls' team, as the Wahpeton Huskies came in with a 1-9 record, while the North Wind would give them their second two-game winning streak of the season. North started out hot, especially from long distance. Here's Maddie England getting her first, and now her second three-pointer early in the game. Elise Bakke has good moves and a nice touch in close. Here's a baseline move that results in 2 points. Next, Morgan Comer comes off the bench and swishes one from beyond the arc. Then Morgan picks up an assist as she dishes off to Anna Astrup for a three. Maddie England passes to a wide-open Abby Noseth for yet another first-half three-pointer. Wahpeton closed the gap to 6 points shortly before the half, but then North finished the half with 7 straight points. The half-court trap works, and Anna Astrup takes it in for the uncontested layup. Here the running game gets going. Noseth brings the ball up and hits Mary Sem for another easy two. Noseth sneaks behind the defense, and Comer hits her with a pinpoint pass. Kendall Faulkner gets this pass at the line and takes it in for a shot that rattles in. Wahpeton kept the game from being a blowout, but they never really threatened in the second half. Here Bakke takes it down for the pull-up jumper. Hallie Mann had a couple of free throws earlier. Here she gets the pass from under the basket and puts it in for her first field goal. Jordan Kaler had an outstanding game for the Huskies, but the balanced scoring of the North starters.
So we are back. Begin the second half. The 10-minute halftime show is up. There wasn't really much of a show, at least on the court, rather. So we'll see who ended up making adjustments better in this second half. Grand Forks Central trailing by about 20 points in that first half with that extremely scorching hot start from the Spartans. They will be getting the ball to begin the second half. Driving into the middle now and laying it in with the left hand is Devin Johnson. So Central getting on the board to begin the second half. Johnson had 10 points. Now do the Spartans have a response on their first offensive trip? Anderson feeding for Critchley. He had 3 threes in that first half. Kenny driving in, trying to get some contact, rattles it home. Sawyer Kenny only had a couple points in that first half, just 6. Now has 8 on that layup. Back up by 13 now, driving in through the defense was Johnson, missing, and the rebound by Kenny. Hogue comes the other way, does not have a teammate with him, floats it up, missed it, and Kenny comes to the rescue, gets the rebound. Back out for Carson Critchley, missing the 3, and the rebound is inside by DeMuth, despite the attempt from Critchley to knock it away. Kenny switched on to the 5'8" Onstad, driving and missing. Now driving in is Keaton Hogue, and he got it again. Keaton Hogue, another basket for him, his 4th field goal. With 7 points in the first half, he's up to 9 now. Might fall a little short of that 27-point outing he had on December 19th against this team. That 3 misses everything, and it's saved right to Carson Critchley. And now Anderson back outside for Hogue, has a defender in his face, pulls up, nearly turned it over. Now Carson Critchley's got an open look from 3, missed it, but Martineau got the rebound. And he feeds Hogue, has Martineau wide open behind him, feeds him, nails the 3. Good hustle play by Hyatt Martineau. He got the ball back for the Spartans on the offensive board and is rewarded with a 3-pointer. Statistically, their best 3-point shooter in terms of percentage. Stepping in is Granger. His shot is short, and the rebound by Kenny. Keaton Hogue crosses over, drives inside, and a blocking foul is called. No charge. Like an awful lot of contact nonetheless. So the foul is going to be on Branson DeLorme. Okay. Correction, number 34, Paul Granger. It's his second foul. We didn't have a whole lot of fouls in that first half. Now Keaton Hogue with 2 free throws, rattles the first one home. Hogue can put his team up by 20 points again if he makes this one. And be a pretty welcome start to the second half. Both free throws do drop. (46-26). Hogue also like that his free throw percentage raised from 68 through at least 13 games. Here's a run-out opportunity for Keaton Hogue, and he lays it in ahead of the pack. And now the Spartans back up by 22 points. Granger now has a man to pass it to as DeLorme back outside. Off the dribble, the 3, no, and the rebound by Martineau off the miss from DeMuth. Martineau takes a screen from Kenny, goes right at the defender and lays it in over Granger. And now we got a timeout as well. Hyatt Martineau's off to a hot start here in the second half. As are the Spartans again, starting strong to begin a half, leading by 24 now. Now, at least when I was doing my counting of halftime scores, I came up 2 points short and could not find exactly who those points belonged to.
I think almost all the time when I see, the Fargo Forum will have the Metro Roundup, and they have the top scorer or 2 for each team. Almost every time what they have for the top 2 scorers is different than what the Digital Scout stats have. So I'm sure the Forum is probably getting it right from this official scorebook.
Yeah, so
Digital Scout is some kid up here running an iPad to keep track of stats.
Sometimes it is hard to decide who to trust. I think when in doubt, you can always trust the official scorebook, because that at least is their job, to keep track of the game accurately. Off the timeout from Coach Dan Carlson. His team trying to cut into this deficit. Johnson in the corner playing catch with Blackstone. Now he probes the defense, feeds outside. Onstad maybe had a look from downtown. Now Devin Johnson switched on by Holler, and they'll call a foul. And it will be on Holler. It's his first and the first Spartan team foul of the second half. Grand Forks Central down by 13. Ooh, that was very close to over and back. As Onstad drives and finishes with the right hand. His name is spelled like Onstat, but I'll have to see how the name actually is officially pronounced as the Spartans get an offensive rebound. Keaton Hogue feeding for Cameron Blazik. Little pass fake, drives to the rim, missed it, but he got it back for the Spartans as the shot clock reset, and the referees saw what I saw. That ball did not appear to touch the rim, yet the shot clock still reset. So they will reset it to 23, it looks like. That was a good effort nonetheless by Blazik to get another possession for his team. The shot clock did not need to be reset, however. Inbounding is Carlson. don't believe Cameron Blazek scored yet in this game. Keaton Hogue feeds for Holler, back outside for Critchley. Still with 13 to shoot. Trying to get some looks here against the zone. Blazek thought about the shot, passes it over for Carlson. His long shot is off, and the rebound by Devin Johnson. Johnson fakes the three on the pass back. Now driving in, blocked by Hogue, but Johnson got it back, and it's going to count and one. A very awkward looking and one for Devin Johnson. He's got an opportunity to get a three-point play. Now the Spartans will get some subs in the game. They're actually going to put in number 4, Carter Perrott. Not seen him in very many of our streams this year as he comes back in with Sawyer Kenny. So an opportunity to complete the three-point play is no good from Johnson. Carter Perrott, a 6'2" sophomore. The only memory I have of him being in one of these games was the first game of the year against Devils Lake. He came in specifically to foul because the Spartans were almost out of eligible players. There's Carson Critchley, nice back cut. Carson Critchley having a great game in this one. Definitely a great game on the offensive side of the ball. In for the Knights as well as number 23. We'll get Johnson driving to the basket first and scoring. Devin Johnson having himself a good game. Caden Fultz, number 23, is currently in for the Knights. He's currently guarding Cameron Blazek on the left wing. They're still setting up in a zone. Hogue for Perrott back outside. Keaton Hogue for three, long, but the rebound by Blazek. Back outside to Carter Perrott. A rainbow arc shot, no, but Blazek with another offensive rebound. That ball hung up there for so long. Seemed like it was going to touch a cloud before it came back down. The Spartans continue to have possession of the basketball. Perrott on the pass from Blazek, now for Hogue in the middle of the zone, will back out with 10 to shoot. Crosses over to the right, now back outside for Perrott, wants to try again, missed again, and fighting for the rebound inside, and Blazek goes over the back. And the foul will be on him.
34, Cameron Blazek, his first personal foul, 13 fouls.
Indeed, the foul is on Blazek. That's the third foul for the Spartans here in the early going in the second half, still leading by 20. Keaton Hogue and Blazek check out for North. Here is a three from outside, swishing it is Jacob Onstad. Still once again hoping that that's the correct pronunciation. There's a guy on Devil's Lake with the name Onstad who has 2 A's in his last name in a row. Here's Kenny on the baseline, trying to knife through traffic. Now they're going to refeed Kenny, couldn't finish inside, but a nice fight for the ball by Carter Perrott. And now a foul is going to be committed, I think, by Kenny. Oh, it's on Perrott instead. He commits the foul. And it'll go the other way.
Hyatt Martineau back in for Fargo.
52 to 35 here with 10:45 remaining in the second half. Swinging it around, here is Blackstone with it. Holding onto it for quite some time, feeds it back out. Now driving his own stat for Blackstone. Trying to go right at Kenny, almost had it ripped away by Martineau, and it'll be a held ball. The possession arrow favors North. Good hustle play by the Spartans to get the ball back. Carter Perrott not in anymore. There's a little taste of varsity action for him. Eligible to play in this one, at least in the second half. Miss from Anderson, the rebound by Kenny. Outside for Carson Critchley, missing the three. Anderson will track down another second chance opportunity. Martineau, a ball fake to the corner. Now Carlson. Back outside for Hyatt. Martineau, line drive three, no. And a foul inside will go the other way. It looked like the foul is called on Anderson. And it is on Anderson. Spartans are doing a pretty good job of getting these second chance opportunities. Josh Holler getting an extended run in this one as Kenny checks back out. Central is another one of those teams that does not have a lot of size or real depth with varsity experience. Here's a three, and it's going to rattle almost in, almost a very lucky roll from Owenstadt. Carson Critchley was the one that came up with the rebound. Spartans in their offense. So right now they're just working around the perimeter. No Sawyer Kenny in the game. They will feed Holler, who's doubled. Back outside to Critchley. Martineau, cross-court pass. Back to Critchley, straight on three. Missed, in and out. And was nearly thrown out of bounds accidentally by Blackstone. Devin Johnson is the one that will get credit for the rebound. Johnson, their leading scorer tonight, got another one to go. Devin Johnson just lighting up the score sheet right now. 6'4" senior doing his part tonight. Not a whole lot of movement right now as the entry pass to Holler warrants a foul. Will go on Jackson Lorenz. That's his second foul, and Keaton Hogue will return for Carson Critchley. And now a timeout will be called by Dan Carlson. It's still a 15-point game. It's not as big of a lead as it used to be, but right now the Spartans still in relatively firm control of this game. Spartans coming into this game 3-11. The Knights at 3-13. We did say that somebody was going to walk out of here with a fourth win on the season. If the score holds, it'll be the Spartans getting their fourth win of the season and second against the Knights. So that first half scoring outburst, one of the large reasons why this game still is where it is. It's, I think, been pretty even, if not in favor of Central since that early stage of the first half, and an offensive foul will be called on Keaton Hogue. He tried to knife his way inside, but kicked his legs into a Central defender. Spartans in the lead by 15. Central trying to get back in this thing with Devin Johnson, and it's thrown away. Picked up by the Spartans, and then it's ripped back by DeMuth. And a foul will be called on North, and that's also going to be the 7th team foul on the Spartans. It'll be on Anderson. So already the Spartans giving up 7 fouls, and the Knights will be in the bonus the rest of the way. That was Anderson's third as well. Spartans will get some subs in this game here prior to the 1-1. Certainly if there's an opportunity to get back in this one as DeMuth lines up his first free throw and nails it. Certainly if there's an opportunity for Central to get back in this game, is to take advantage of opportunities like this one. As DeMuth nails them both. 52-39 now. Scoring is at least calmed down on the north side, which is at least what the Central side wants to hear. Spartans still with a 13-point lead and in their offense right now with under 8 to go, and it's stolen by Devin Johnson. He's got one man to beat in Carlson, and he got fouled on the layup attempt. So 2 more free throws here. Griffin Carlson's the one that committed the foul. The 8th team foul on the Spartans.
Well, don't forget that Devils Lake game at the beginning of the
season. I was just about to refer to that at some point in time. First free throw good from Johnson. Unaware of that. Keep referencing our first stream. Devils Lake was down by 15 points against these Spartans with less than 6 minutes to go in regulation and pulled off an absolute shocker. Second free throw good from Johnson. And they just took advantage of opportunities like that, drawing fouls, getting the Spartans in foul trouble. Blazek thought better than to pass it to Martineau. Almost had an open 3, passed it up, now he'll get it back and nails it. That's a big shot there from Hyatt Martineau. Is that something that the Spartans didn't do in that Devils Lake game, make shots or even really take good shots? The shots that they took were not very high percentage ones. A shot is off from Johnson, rebound by Blazek. Spartans would definitely like to forget the result of that game and don't want a repeat performance. Good ball movement. Kenny feeding for Critchley, another 3. Carson Critchley having a great night shooting the basketball. That's his 4th 3 of the game. And this percentage also isn't updated, but once again, he came in shooting less than 30% from downtown. Nifty pass inside to Blackstone. Able to lay it in. So the Knights down by 15 points. Nearly stolen away as Critchley is able to track it down. Spartans still trying to get aligned here offensively. Another cross-court pass for Carson Critchley. Martineau for 3. Got another one. Hyatt Martineau's got another 3-pointer. He's got 4 as well. From outside the arc, coming in their best 3-point shooter at 38%, at least through 13. Now a blocking foul will be called here on the Spartans, resulting in more free throws as Martineau picks up the foul. That's the 9th team foul for the Spartans in the second half.
Second personal foul, 19 foul.
It'll be a 1-and-1 here for Chris DeMuth. At least they can say right now that they have a bigger lead on Central than they did in that game against Devils Lake with this amount of time left. First free throw good from DeMuth. They also had a bigger lead at one point in the second half, bigger than this as well, and in the first half too. Second free throw from DeMuth swishes home. So right now Central's just trading baskets, which is not what they would like to do at this stage in the game. Keaton Hogue up top, feeding for Critchley. Ball movement here against the zone as it's deflected out by DeMuth. On this Friday night, can the Spartans get their second home win of the season? Off the inbound still with 15 to shoot. Keaton Hogue has it, will rise up and nail another 3-pointer. Keaton Hogue has another 3 in this one. Spartans just letting it fly from downtown with a lot of success. Now leading by 19 again. DeMuth, nice move to get inside and drew a foul on Kenny and will shoot a pair of free throws. Foul is indeed on Kenny, and now every foul the rest of the way, regardless of shot motion or not from a Knight player, will result in 2 free throws. DeMuth hits the first one. I wonder how reliable these numbers are, at least doing research through their 15 games that we have access to in terms of percentages. There is only one player on the Central roster that was shooting even above 60% that has enough attempts among their starters. It was Jacob Onstad, who was shooting 72. Everyone else is under 60 in this starting lineup. The second free throw is off. Here's Kenny. Good dish back outside. Cameron Blazik wants to join the three-point party. Missed. Now a fight for the ball. It's picked up by Devin Johnson. Did not have numbers, so he'll pull up himself, and it'll be a travel called on him. Took one too many steps as he tried to knife through the defense. So only 5 minutes remaining. It seems like it's either now or never for Central. An 18-point North lead here. That's deflected out by DeMuth. Spartans playing this game tonight here at home, and then will not have another game until February the 16th as part of a boys-girls doubleheader against the Shanley Deacons. Here's a three from Keaton Hogue, almost banked it in. Rebounded by DeMuth. Knifing through, kicking it back. Now good passing here as a three is good from Chris DeMuth. It's been all about him and Devin Johnson in this one, as it usually is, proving their worth on this offense. Keaton Hogue against the zone. Spartans just trying to probably milk some clock right now and get good shots at the end. Sawyer Kenny up on top, feeds for Blazik. Got his defender leaning, gets into the lane and rattles it home. Cameron Blazik, I believe that's his first 2 points of the night. Now again up by 17 points. DeMuth for three is short, and the rebound almost coming up with it was Granger. Now Blazik ahead of the pack, lays it in. Cameron Blazik, another basket here right in a row, and the ball deflects all the way down. No timeout was called. The ball just rolled right in this, well, I'll call at least foul territory. Behind the basket, a lot of area behind there. So the Spartans will get Sawyer Kenny out. That's deflected out into the first row by Anderson. Back up by 19 now. Under 3.5 to go. Central running out of possessions in this one. Spartans at least are responding with buckets, unlike they did in that Devils Lake game in early December to open their season. The closeout on the three, now a foul. Either way, it's going to result in 2 free throws here, as that's going to be on Griffin Carlson. It's the third foul on him. Already well over the limit now are the Spartans. Regardless if a shot attempt was there, it was going to get 2 attempts at the line. Johnson missed the first. Just a rare miss at the line for Central in this game, considering their free throw numbers coming in. That's what we have full access to. Second free throw good.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, that just didn't seem that everybody could be shooting that poorly on free throws.
Keaton Hogue, a little floater with the left hand, missed it. And fighting for the rebound is Johnson, comes away with it. Down by 18 points here with under 3 minutes to go from the Spartan Dome. A little "Let's Go Spartan" chant started by the students in attendance tonight. Ripped away and kicked out of bounds by Griffin Carlson. It will stay with the Knights. With 16 to shoot. And now they'll get Keaton Hogue out of the game. I wonder if we'll get to see any JV players in this game. We haven't had the opportunity to really meet any of them, at least in our varsity commentaries, other than really Carter Perrott for the brief moments he was in the season opener in this one tonight. Inside 5 to shoot here. Knights have to put something up here, and they do put something up. It's missed, and Holler grabs the rebound on the desperate attempt from Lorenz. Critchley outside for Martineau. Bam! Hyatt Martineau. Now the Spartans lead by 21. That may have put this game to rest with 2 minutes to go. Great performance from outside for the Spartans. They picked a good night to get their outside game working. Now a foul on Anderson here. Indeed it is on Anderson, and here comes the JV team. So we will get to see some new players here on our varsity stream. Devin Johnson's going to shoot 2 more free throws, trying to add to his already at least impressive stat line. First free throw goes. Perrott, and now Jonas Geston will come in. Perrott number 4, Geston number 3. I'm hoping I'm saying that name correctly. And maybe the rest of the JV team will follow as time dwindles on here. Second free throw's off. It's tapped up by Blackstone, rebounded by Geston, and he got fouled. Just the 3rd foul on Central in the second half. So Blackstone picks up the foul. And we'll see a couple new faces from Central checking in pretty soon as well. Heads up. It's taken away here as Anderson was looking right at his coach trying to get a play. And a smart move by the senior to take it away. And they're almost able to cash in. Anderson comes up with the rebound off the miss from Johnson. Anderson just got jumped, though, on the last offensive possession. Was completely oblivious to a Central player bearing down on him and ripped the ball away. Carter Perrott has it. Will we see another rainbow three-pointer release? Lane Anderson wants a 3. He hasn't made too many of those this season. Perrott fighting for the rebound. It's grabbed by the Knights. Now an open shot from downtown drilled from Branson DeLorme.
Timeout on the floor.
Now a timeout will be taken by Central here. As we're going to get some more new faces in, we'll try to highlight them here. It was just a substitution timeout, so it won't exactly be a full. So in for the Knights, number 11, Carson Thompson, and number 31, Tanner Parson. In for the Spartans, I believe, number 40, Jake Loberg is in, along with number 23, Jacob Brocious. Spartans trying to work it inside, and it's turned over. With under a minute to go, we'll see if this JV team can get a basket here on either side. That's number 40 of the Knights, outside to Blackstone. Number 30 drives in, that's going to be good, and the foul. So an and 1 for Kosh Blackstone. Still a little upset that his name isn't pronounced Cash. So one more substitution here for the Spartans. It'll be Joseph Boutain coming in, a junior, number 5 in for the Spartans. The and 1 attempt is no good. Rebounded inside by Jake Loberg as he gets it to Geston. So now let's see this JV team put up a shot. Somebody score, please. Boutain has it. Outside for Geston. Carter Perrott with it. Brocious for Geston. Someone put up a shot, please. Come on, you can do it. Someone score. Carter Perrott has it. He may have to throw one up. It's Boutain in the corner, and I don't think they're going to. Unfortunately, no one's going to get the score in terms of new players, but the Spartans do get in the win column. For the first time since their first game of 2018 against Valley City, they win 71-56. Their 4th win of the season, now improving to 4-10 on the year. In the EDC, 4-11 overall. The Knights, in turn, will fall to 3-13 in the Eastern Dakota Conference, 3-14 overall. So the Spartans don't get to do this very often. As you see the students on the top of your screen, they're going to run through. Students congratulating them on a hard-earned victory. Once again, just the 2nd time they've won on this floor. Really a good moment for the students to get to do that. First time they won on their home floor, we didn't get to see a whole lot of students in the stands for that one, but nonetheless, the Spartans pull out a victory here. That first half scoring explosion turned out to be pretty much the difference in this one. And now they got a tall task ahead of them. Next Tuesday, they'll be playing in the second installment of the North-South rivalry. This time it'll be at South. South currently one of the top 5 teams in the EDC coming into play tonight. And then the next time we will have a stream will be next Friday, as the North girls will be taking on, I believe, Valley City, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I'll bring it up here.
Indeed, no, it'll be against the Red. Oh, that's, let's say January. I think.
Oh.
Well,
it should all
anyway,
be February.
Anyway, so they'll be playing against the Rough Riders of Red River.
Maybe I got it
next
right
week.
There, I've got it right.
They'll play Valley City next, and then we'll have the doubleheader against Shanley. I may not be able to make that Shanley doubleheader. I have scheduling conflicts there with that one. I think I will be available, though, for the last boys game of the season. I want to comment on that, though, real quick. I haven't been able to really be known for doing a whole lot of girls games this season, because the West Fargo game that I did, there was no play-by-play audio, and then the last time I did a girls game against Cheyenne, the internet cut out. So I think these next couple that North has with their girls team, those will be the only times that people will get to hear me doing those games, even though I've definitely done more than just those two. So that's all that we have. Thank you for joining us here tonight. Enjoy the rest of your Friday night or whatever day you're watching this, and we'll see you next time. A good night, though, for the man on your screen there, Hyatt Martineau.
Hyatt number 21. Critchley with 16. Hogue with 16.
Martineau had 5 threes. Critchley had 4 threes. A good night from the perimeter.
Well, okay. We're shutting down here.